But when I turn this on, you guys,
turn me up, I'm lit, turn me up. Bag up, bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord.
What's up, fam? It's your girl Sarah, the Illstrumentalist, back with another video. And yes, it is true, Roland came out with their brand new Sp-404 MKII. Let's get it! Before we get started on today's video, make sure you guys check out noquantize.com. It's a beat maker and producer lifestyle brand that has really dope merchandise, just like this tie-dye shirt that says producer on it. Even producer blankets. Look at this. Look at this. What does it say? It's hoodie season, so there's a bunch of hoodies for you guys, plus sound packs, the machine course, and coming really soon, the Sp-404 MKII course. Make sure you guys check it out, support, thank you so much. But oh my gosh, you guys, like, I am so excited to share this with you guys. For everyone that's not familiar with the Sp-404, it is basically a sampler. It allows you to record into it. You can have cool effects added to these samples. You can even create an entire song using this device. It can even be used for like podcasts or radio shows or anything that you want to make something exciting and cool when it comes to audio. I believe the Sp-404 is the best production tool for any music producer, especially this new one. And I'm excited to show you guys. I've been holding on to this secret since July. It is October. I've had this Sp-404 in my possession for the past summer. Ooh, you guys, you see it. The Sp-404 MKII. I'm so excited. It's like a fresh new pair of shoes, man. Like, yo, my head is like, now for the reveal. Not quite yet, we're not there yet. You ready? Oh, not quite there yet. Okay, we're almost there. Oh, look at it. Oh, look at it. I got the chills. Ooh, shit. Oh, wow. This is like some futuristic. This reminds me of Terminator. Woo! Wow. Look at that, you guys. This is the new Roland Sp-404 MKII. And it is everything that I've ever wanted in a production beat making tool. It is things that I didn't even know I needed. There's so many cool updates for this new machine, and it's only $4.99. This video is going to go over the new Sp-404 MKII and all the new improvements that I discovered while using it. There are so many. Oh my god, like, I'm just gonna cry. Let's get started. First of all, as you can tell, it has a new sleek design. It is beautiful. It is nice and light. Look at it, like a chrome finish. It just looks futuristic. Some things that were improved but just didn't need to be improved because it's just amazing, like the fact that it has battery options and you also can plug it up with an adapter. Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like, that's perfect. And if every single beat machine out there could do that, please do so. But when I turn this on, you guys, look at that. Look at that display, the graphics display. You can see so much information from this screen right here, and even at the top, it tells you so much information. It even tells you that you're using a battery, if you're using the DC adapter. We'll go over that later. This is beautiful. When I first got this Sp-404, I didn't even notice at first that this has 16 pads. The other one only had 12. The pads, the velocity sensitive, and you can have a fixed velocity. And about these pads, there's no polyphony cap, which means you can press as many buttons as you want to without the audio stopping. Look at that, look at that, look at that. This has 16 gigabytes of internal storage. When I turn this on, there's no SD card in there. There's already some sounds loaded in here for me. We have some corded in and out options. We also have stereo, we have mono, so if you just have one cable, that's totally cool. We also have MIDI in and out. This little hole right here is a game changer here. This is called USB-C. You're able to power the SP-404 with the USB-C. You're able to plug it up to an iPad, a computer, and it's used as MIDI. Oh my God, it's used as MIDI in and out, which means you can control your iPad with the SP-404. You can record into the SP-404 with the USB-C cable with your phone. Oh my God, your iPad, your computer, it's game changer. This is new technology. Over here on the side, instead of it being down here at the bottom, it's on the side. You have your SD card slot. Down below, the changes that we have here, we still have the 1/4" headphone jack, but we have a regular headphone jack that you can plug into. Thank you so much, like, thank you. Why would you take things away? Just add it. This was on the old one, the gain, but it also gives you the option to choose between a mic and a guitar input. So if you're plugging in a mic or a guitar, you can actually choose, and it's gonna sound different based off which instrument that you have plugged in. Of course, you have your 1/4" input here. This is a new encoder, a new button here. It has a second function which you press down. So it's important to make sure you guys know how to turn this and hit the button. Cool thing about this encoder button is if you have an effect activated, of course you can use these 3 knobs here to control your effect, but if you press down on this encoder, it goes to the second window, which gives you even more flexibility and more settings to choose from. So there are some really cool input settings. I have my mic here. I have it plugged up into the SP-404. If I actually hit shift, hit input settings, it gives me it actually will allow me to choose which BPM if I'm actually recording a song or a sample. It gives me the level option, and it also allows me to choose an input effect. So I can come here. Hello, so you guys, I have these really cool input settings that I can choose from. So for an example, they have something called auto pitch. Auto pitch is like auto tune. It actually allows you to choose the pitch and the key that you're singing in, so you can be on pitch. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hi, how you doing? Yes, I'm a robot. I'm a robot, doing it right. Okay, we also have upload color. Do you hear this? Doing it right. Everybody gonna be dancing and we getting it right. We Daft Punk. This is crazy. Do you hear this? And look, I can have multiple people sing with me. I can have the whole choir with me. The whole choir. This is crazy. I don't even sing. I'm gonna start. I'm going to start. You can even pick with scale. Oh my God. I'm in the E minor. I'm gonna cry. There's other settings. Let me tell you guys, this is one of the most exciting features. You can have up to 4 effects buses running on your track at the same time. All the old SP-404s, all you could have is 1 effects playing at a time. 4 layers of things. You can have a flanger, a vinyl simulation, a compressor, and an equalizer playing all at the same time without you having to have a second SP-404 to have those effects. There are over 37 effects on this SP-404. You heard me. So you have these up here, of course, these that were already there, but if you go to MF effects, you have literally a whole list of things. You have stutter, downer, haidu, kuduma, zandu, to go. You have so many, a stopper, you have a tape delay, a tape echo, you have a time control delay, super filter, warm saturator, you have a 303 vinyl simulation on here, you guys. You also have the 404 vinyl simulation on here. You have a cassette simulation on here. You have another lo-fi simulation. I don't know, like, let's add another one on there. You have reverb. You have chorus, the Juno chorus, a flanger, phaser, a wah-wah, a slicer, a tremolo, a chromatic PS, hyperrezo, ring mod, crusher, overdrive, distortion, an equalizer, and a compressor. You also has the DJ effect looper, the isolator, the filter, the drive, the resonator, the delay. Some people will purchase an SP-303 just to get the vinyl simulation. You don't have to do that no more, honey. You can let that go. You can just get this and you have that effect. You have 37, more than 30, I don't know. It's probably 100 effects, but you can choose them, right? And you put them all in layers and you have your own sound. Okay. There's much more, you guys. So there's this thing called project mode. So originally on all the SP-404s, you have slots A through J, and then you have the 12 pads that you can load up samples into, okay? Let's pretend you took the SD card out and you put a fresh new SD card into the machine, and then you have a whole fresh empty slots of A through J, 1 through 12, right? That's what project mode is, but there's 16 blank SD cards. Basically, you can have A through J, 1 through 16 loaded, hit shift project. You'll see that it's in project 1. If you hit project 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up through 16, it'll load up a completely blank A through J, 1 through 16 for you. What I plan on doing is having a project with a bunch of random samples where I'm actually making beats, another project that has my songs loaded onto it, like maybe my fast-paced dance songs so I can do performances, and then another project that has like my lo-fi chill beats so I can do performances on that, and have them all completely separate. It's like literally having multiple SP-404s in one. It is amazing. So yeah, if I go to shift project, I have 2 projects. If I go to project 1, it's gonna load up everything that Roland put onto this SP-404. These are samples you're gonna get when you get the SP-404. So and they've loaded up their own samples. I'm gonna go back to the samples I actually installed. I'm gonna go back to project 2, and boom, it's loaded. This is future Sarah. The top part of my camera stopped recording for this portion of the video, but I wanted to show you guys how cool this new feature on the SP-404 is. You can basically have 4 effects playing at the same time, whereas before you can only choose 1 effect. So this is super major. Show you guys how it's done. So I have this sample. Okay, so usually I would just, you know, add some effects to it. For an example, I could add a flanger. So I'm gonna go do this. Or a phaser. Okay, that's normal, right? That's how we normally add a effect to our sample. But if you come here to bus FX, as you can see, you have bus 1, it says phaser underneath it, and you get to choose between bus 1 and bus 2. So we were just in bus 1. If I hit bus 2, as you can see that MFX or any effects are not activated, but I can choose another effect. So I'm actually gonna leave that blank, because what I want to do is use the DJ effect looper for bus 2, so I can actually do some funky glitches on the go. For bus 3 and 4, they actually live here under shift, EFX effect, boom. And as you can see, it says bus 1, bus 2. These are bus 3 and 4, and right now they're not activated. In order to activate them, I just come to my encoder, and right here it'll actually pull up some of my favorites, or you can preload some of your favorite effects so you don't have to like adjust them later on. So if I use this encoder, go here, now it says bus 3, bus 4, it says warm saturator and final simulation, or says reverb, 303 vinyl simulation, downer, lo-fi. So I could have different effects on here, but if I want to change, let's say if I want to change my warm saturator on my 404, use this knob here, I can go to bus 3 and I use my encoder to go down. I could actually change the effect. I just click down on it and I could choose any effect. And then come down here and then use these 3 knobs to adjust the parameters. And then there's 404 sim if I want to just adjust the parameters. Come down here and adjust the frequency, the noise. Now I'm gonna play this sample and I'm gonna go under bus 2. Crazy. Oh yeah, there are a few things that I forgot to mention in the video that are super important. One, on the old SP-404, there's a red light that can tell you if your audio is peaking. That no longer exists. But your external source button right here, if it turns red, that indicates that your audio is peaking. There you go. The new SP-404 comes with its own desktop software, compatible with your computer, baby. I forgot to mention that you can actually chop up samples. I'm going to go to Shift Chop. Boom, you see that? Look at this. Woo, I hit menu. Assign the pad. Pretty much find an empty pad. Let's see, let's find empty pads. Boom, empty, right? And I get to choose. And I'm just gonna hit. It's working, boom. The 2 reasons why I mainly use the SP-404, one is to kind of just sample maybe instruments into it, get some cool effects, record that into my machine so I can make a full song. And I usually load up entire songs onto my SP-404. Just take the SP-404 to performances, plug it up, and do a whole live set without bringing anything else on a computer, not another beat machine. It's super portable and amazing. And the coolest part about this new SP-404, it has something called DJ mode. It is literally allowing you to pull up your songs like a DJ, like 2 songs, sync them up with the right BPM, and play them like a DJ. There's a DJ mode under D, I, E, and J. I just press both of them and it gets me into DJ mode. This is where all these buttons that are on the pads come into play, like bend, BPM. It says channel 1, channel 2. Channel 1 represents your first song and then channel 2 is your second song. It allows you to sync up BPM, play, to cue it up. This allows me to actually sound good when I'm performing my music, so I'm excited to master this part. There is a chromatic scale on this new SP-404. Let's say I have this sample. I'm gonna hit shift and hit chromatic, and then I have So you have this feature called pad link and mute groups. The first one is basically if I have 2 samples, 3 samples, whatever amount of samples, and I want them to play at the same time, I can do that. And mute group is when if I have some samples that I chopped up and for some reason they don't cut themselves off and they kind of run over each other, I can choose to group them together to mute one another after another is playing. So for an example, I have these samples loaded up. Once I press the next one, the previous one stops. And all you have to do is either hit shift, pad link, choose which pads that you want to link together, or you can hit shift, mute group. You can choose, as you can see, I have all of these pads muting each other so they don't overlap. You have the choice of using a metronome or to not use a metronome. Hit shift, metronome off, metronome on. You also have the choice of having a count in when you're recording to either count you in or for you to do it whenever you're ready. Another game, this is the biggest. This right here is a game changer. This is called skip back. Skip back is when the SP-404, it basically records the last 25 seconds of whatever you were doing. And you can go back to skip back to it and grab that audio and put it on your pads if you want to. So for an example, woo! I didn't record that. So I'm gonna hit mark and it pulls up the last 25 seconds of anything that was ran through this SP-404. So I hit the sub pad to preview it, and I could use this knob to just go. Here we go. I can use this indicator to kind of get up close, get that start point. And I'm gonna hit record and I get to choose to put it on a pad. So I'm gonna go to here and it's already put it, boom. Woo! So if I hit this, you also have this thing called BPM sync, which means everything could sync up to the BPM of the project. You have this cool option called roll. So like, woo! These settings have definitely changed down here. As you can see, you have your copy button here. So if you wanted to copy a sample, just hit copy and you could easily copy everything. Now, a lot of people know this remain button to continue the effect on a certain pad, but if you actually hit a pad, hit remain, it gives you information on your SP-404. It gives you that I have like 14 gigabytes of storage left in here. It also tells me information about the pad that I just pressed. So for an example, it tells me that it's in stereo, that the BPM is 90, if it's linked to any pads, if it's in a mute group. Before I end this video, I'm just gonna demonstrate the cool things that I worked on this machine. I recorded in some samples. I was able to re-record the samples and have different effects on top of the samples to get different dynamics of the song. So here we go. That's a lot of stuff that they've updated off this only $499 device. I don't believe that. Thank you so much, Roland, for sending me this device. You guys can check out this SP404. The link is down in the description. I will be working on an SP404 course so you guys can learn the details and in and outs of this. I'm super excited. Are you excited? What do you think of the new SP404? Comment below, let me know. I love you guys. Peace.
Yeah.